What if I told you there is currently a world record in a game that anyone watching could easily get in an hour or less? 200 people and counting have done it, including me. So what is this run? I'm glad you asked. Home Alone on the Nintendo Entertainment System is a title based on the movie of the same name, released in 1990. With how huge the original film was, this was also released on the MS-DOS, Amiga, the Super Nintendo, and the Sega Master System, Genesis, and Game Gear. Yeah, this spread around quite a lot, but there's a reason I want to focus on the NES version. If you've somehow been under a rock for the last few decades, Home Alone focuses on a boy named Kevin, who has to defend his house from the thieves Harry and Marv, while being home alone during Christmas vacation. So how is this plot adapted into a video game? Well, you play as Kevin, and your goal is to avoid getting caught by the bandits for 20 minutes. Besides simply running away from them, there are traps laid out all over the house which can knock them out for different lengths of time. And that's the whole thing, a 20-minute game of hiding, which perfectly transitions us to the speedrun side of this. How do you run this game? Well, there's obviously a cap to how fast you can beat this game, 20 minutes, except it actually isn't as simple as that. Looking at the leaderboard, you may notice that all of the times are not 20 minutes, but are instead 19 minutes and 58 seconds. Why is that? Well, this has to do with a difference in how the game is programmed versus how the console actually loads. If you play games enough, you'll probably know the importance of video frame rates, which are labeled in FPS, or frames per second. It's pretty self-explanatory. It refers to the number of frames that appear within a single second. The most common frame rate you'll probably deal with is 60 FPS, which has become pretty standard between monitors and television displays. With that in mind, the timer in this game was programmed to run at 60 frames per second, which after what I just said, makes sense, but still doesn't answer the question, why does the game end 2 seconds early? You see, besides simply the frame rate of the display you're playing on, you also have to be mindful of the frame rate of the hardware you are using as well. In this case, the NES has an approximate frame rate of 60.09, which leads to the game running slightly faster in comparison to what the game expects, 60 flat. This leads to the game running roughly 1 second faster for every 10 minutes of gameplay. This means if you play the game on either a reproduction console or an emulator with a different frame rate, this will automatically affect your time. This very much is one reason why someone may get a time closer to or above 20 minutes. On top of that, you can both pause and possibly lag the game, with that not helping your time either. So I've talked about the game, I've talked about the time, but I haven't fully talked about the run. How is this game so effortless? If anyone could max a timer out easily, that'd be a very flawed game. And oh boy, flawed is a great way to describe this run. What if I told you that instead of running all around the map and placing traps as intended, you could instead use a specific route that allows you to do nothing for 90% of the run? Let me introduce you to what has been dubbed the Wet Bandit Glitch, and allows you to completely trap both Harry and Marv. The route goes as follows. Start running left, and pick up the 2 traps past the big set of stairs. Continue running left and approach the stairs outside. Walk down the stairs just ever so slightly, and press the B button to release your first trap. Stay above the trap for a second, and then climb back up and wait all the way to the left. Wait for Larry to arrive, and as he is getting closer, press down. He will immediately be knocked out, and while this happens, you want to climb up the side of the building. With those simple maneuvers, boom, the first bandit becomes completely stuck. Now it's Marv's turn. Climb up to the top and pick up the light bulb. Continue right, and once you are above this first chandelier, press down and A. This will knock it down. You want to immediately start running back left to pick it up. Be aware that while this is all happening, you don't know where Marv is, so you have to be careful. You want to start going down the stairs and be on the lookout for thief number 2. You want to place your second trap down on the second floor to slow him down. It doesn't matter where it is placed as long as you knock him out and keep moving. Continue right and pick up the chandelier from earlier. Make your way down the stairs nearby and run back left to the stairs where you started. You want to pick up your old trap with the A button and press select to switch back to the chandelier. You want to place it in the same place as the previous trap and do the same movement as before. Once Marv is knocked out, time is ticking, but fortunately the chandelier keeps him down for quite a while. Since Larry is already in the way, you need to get back up by retracing your steps to the top floor. Get on the side of the building like before, and simply wait. Once Marv wakes up, then boom, the game is done. At this point, all there is to do is wait out the game. You can walk around the entire map, or simply go on your phone like I did. Oh yeah, let me talk about my experience with the game. I've known about this run for quite a while, but the reason why I finally decided to do it was because of other Mario runners taking their stab at it, and it made me realize how simple this record truly was. All I did was legally obtain the game, put it on my flash cart, pop it in my NES, and started going away at it. Besides having to get used to the game's stiff controls, the D-pad here really sucked honestly. I used a simple tutorial from MC Air and Ice, which explains the wet bandit glitch that I just mentioned. It took me no more than half a dozen tries to get this working, and once I did, I became the 199th person to record and submit what may possibly be the easiest speedrun world record. Well, maybe not technically the easiest, but it's gotta be up there. Some may count those runs where you simply open a credit screen, but that's too easy. As of recording, 20 more people have tied the record in B-movie game any%, which is simply just opening up the credits menu. And I'll admit I'm a part of this problem, but anyways. With there now officially being at least 200 people executing the same thing, I encourage you to do the same. Don't have a cartridge? Use a flash cart and legally obtain it like I did. Don't have the console? Do the same thing but on emulator. I promise you that if you know how to simply hold a controller, press buttons, and follow directions, you can do this. I'd love to see how many more people over time can tie this record. It's amazing to scroll through the entire first page of runs on the leaderboard and see it littered with 1958. This was first done back in 2012, and has seen a huge boom in submissions since 2020. There are other speedruns that notoriously had world record ties, but all the examples I can think of took way more time and execution than what is required in Home Alone. In fact, I did already bring up this run in a video over a year ago. The easiest example for me to compare is a time trial record in Eminem's kart racing, which was tied between 6 people. Subscribers of the channel may know I put up a bounty to finally break this time, which has since been done by 4 people now. With this time trial being 29 seconds, you may assume it would have taken me way less time than it did to finish Home Alone, but you'd be very wrong. It took me upwards of 8 to 9 hours just to save a single frame on this track. That was a 70? Dude, they should collab. That was a 70? What?
No, no, Jimmy.
Another 70.
Yeah, I've played Mario Kart with her. She's really, really terrible.
Another 70? That did not feel like a 70. Alright, what is this? That was a 70?
Where is everybody?
2 back-to-back 70s? Another one. That was a 70?
51 speed, I threw it away.
I'm doing it now.
That was a 70 with another 2-4 drop. How is that a 70?
I think I figured
Another
out
70. Oh my god.
Aww. What if you just jumped off the wall at the end?
Another 70 that didn't feel that good. Wow. Oh my god, stop it. Back to back again.
I'm gonna be bad.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Where is everybody?
Yes! 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 Oh my god, finally! I kid you not, I am a bit too dedicated to certain things sometimes. Anyways, did I convince you to run Home Alone? I promise it is really as easy as it sounds. If you block out an hour or 2 of time, you can very much get the coveted 1958. Unless someone finds a way to execute random code in this game, I think it's safe to say it won't get any faster. Thank you so much for watching.